one of the big things that I'm one of the big things where we get customers, and I bet this is probably the same for you, is it's not always just bad support. It's often that there's not a proactive component of
Yeah.
consulting happening with the organization
Yep.
that is there. And so they're like, they could even be doing, I've seen scenarios where the company was doing a pretty good job, but they still lost the client because the client didn't feel like they were getting
That's right.
that executive level consulting guidance, and that was kind of uh, a deal breaker for them. They
Yeah.
needed to move the organization a certain way, and they needed that level of expertise.
No, 100%. It's funny because we got a client, literally one of our most recent was for exactly that reason. And their current group was doing a really decent job for a long time on the IT, support side. And they just felt that they were not getting, they weren't being proactive in their support. So yes, they were giving support, but in terms of security, they didn't feel like they had a partner who was really on their side. And I think that balance is so crucial for business, for whether it's an employee, internally or an external partner, to really be a partner and be on their side working towards their goals versus it almost seems like a semantics difference, right? Where you say, well, I'm selling them a product, right? Oh, sure. At the end of the day, you're a separate business and you're selling products and services. And if you look at it purely that way, you could easily just become a, kind of a bastard of an organization that only cares about money. And you pay your employees the absolute minimum. You charge everybody as much as you can. You provide as the least you can to maximize your profits. And who wants to do business with somebody like that or work for a business like that? Versus on the other end of that spectrum, being a true partner who cares about the implementing the goals and executing for that business to help them succeed. Because when you do that, and that's your real focus, then the things that have to go into making the team successful happen. When it's just a matter of, hey, my goal is to sell you as much shit as I can sell you. Okay, you know what, I'm busy right now executing for my business. I'll come buy your wares later if I get a chance. No, nobody wants
Yeah,
to be sold anything. They want
no,
to buy what they need in order to succeed. They don't want to be sold crap. And I think a lot of businesses have a hard time uh, seeing that difference. I know you clearly do something very similar where you're really focused on understanding their problems and solving their problems, whether you get to help them or not, whether you're working with them or not, which I think is the right focus. And I think businesses really, I think they see that. They see it from that first sales call all the way through to 10 years into the relationship. They know that they've got a partner, not somebody constantly selling them services
yeah.
and products. Because
And this is, by the way, this is if there's an internal IT person not using, an MSSP, they can use this exact same strategy. If you're the IT manager and you want to go to IT director, you want to go to CIO, one of the best things that they could be doing to get themselves promoted is, asking to have quarterly planning sessions with the executive team and not walking in with all your ideas ready to talk,
that's right.
putting it on paper, visually looking very nice, categorized in sections, and help them manage their budget, help them manage their strategy, give them good, better, best options, and then support whatever they, 100% support where they want to go, even if it's not necessarily what you feel is best. But you've given the information, you've given the options, you help them understand the risk, and then you back the play. I mean, that's honestly one of the
Yep.
best things, internal or a consultant, anyone could be doing for decision making of a business.